Now, that's enough of me. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome to the stage our first performer of the evening, a longtime Burning Effigy Press partner in crime, Jeff Cottrill.
You really want to know? Is that what it takes? I was pretty young when my mom left. It was just me and my father. He would fly into these big wacko rages, sometimes over the smallest things, over spilled coffee, over a rude phone salesman, over the fact that he couldn't get a good job or even keep a bad one, that his life was a joke, over the way his kid hadn't turned out to be smart and handsome the way he'd wanted to be. Always trying to pick fights with people, too. He had a way of bawling you out for forgetting to mow the lawn that made you feel like you'd murdered somebody. Oh, he never hit me. Well, he almost did once. That one time he came home late, drunk, dead to the world, sat on the new chair I built for him. Chair made out of thumbtacks. My first prank! Well, most of my childhood was just walking on eggs, trying to avoid getting the old man pissed. Sometimes I had to get away from him, but I had nowhere to go. So I just spent most of my free time alone in my room. Well, some kids hermit in their rooms all day and listen to music. I've always hated music, unless it's wildly out of tune. My father never bought me any toys or games. So, I made my own toys and games. Yeah, I take some stuff out of the kitchen garbage can and I dig other crap out of the dumpster across the street. You know, it's amazing the world you can create with some common household trash and a decent imagination. And the smells aren't that bad, if you're used to them. Old dusty shoes, ripped and stained clothes, eggshells, newspaper pages, crumpled bits of snotty Kleenex, broken dolls, empty milk bottles and sardine tins, tossed boxes. What? You can build a miniature city out of it. You can build a fort. You can be a one-man junk band. You can build board games. Other times I just pour it all on the floor, lie back, and make trash angels. Sometimes I wish I had another kid to play with me. But what are you gonna do? Sometimes I'll read, too. And I jack off a lot. I mean, duh. Well, you know, there's that chick from school, you know, that cute pig with the curly hair, knows French. Oui, je voulais coucher avec toi. Yeah, and I also... You're gonna laugh. I would. I write poems. Yeah, I wrote really shitty poetry, okay? See, I told you you'd laugh. As if I was the first kid in the world to write bad poetry. But I loved doing it. Nobody else was going to listen to anything I had to say, so I figured I might as well say it to myself. I knew exactly what my father would have said. Poetry? Only fags write poetry! Yeah, and the kids at school, as if I didn't already have enough trouble with those bullying little bastards. I did some other writing, though. When I got to high school, I wrote some stuff for the school newspaper. Reviews. Every time they had a new theater production, I'd be the first to get my 2 cents in. And it was great, because I hated theater so much. Oh man. I had a simple formula for trashing every play I saw. A streetcar named Desire, more like a streetcar named Crap. Or how about this one? The importance of being earnest, more like the importance of being crap. Extra, extra, long day's journey into crap. The Iceman crapped. I never said I was Richard Uzanian, but hey, high school papers will publish anything. And I didn't care what anybody thought of me. As long as I got to be grouchy and somebody was paying attention, I was happy. But that's the only writing anybody ever saw from me. I wouldn't show anybody my poetry back then. Well, except just a teacher I had once. Doctor something, I think. Everybody just called him the Doc because he was a scientist too, you know? He liked to invent stuff. Yeah, the old man caught me writing poetry in shop class once when I was supposed to be making a belt holder or something. He took the paper I was writing on and told me to come see him in his workshop after school. And then everybody in the class laughed their asses off at me once again, and I thought, great, another bullshit lecture on how I don't pay attention and lack focus. Life was just one of those after another. I really didn't want to be in trouble with the Doc, though. He was all right. Kind of a weirdo, but a really nice and patient weirdo. So, I went to see him in his workshop. I had to step over that big sheepdog of his to get in, though. What a stupid dog. Most of the time I was there, he just kept staring at this big hole in the side wall. Mouse problem, I guess. The workshop was all cluttered with tools and machine parts, and the Doc was sitting with my poem in his hand. Here, have a seat there, over by the collapsible bookcase. Now, you know I don't like it when students write notes and things in class. You need to pay attention to what you're doing, or you might have a accident with machinery. And you don't want that. But, I had no idea you wrote poems. Not many people know this, but I'm quite the poetry enthusiast myself. And this is actually quite nice. Well, it does need an edit here and there, but really, you have quite the gift for language. I understand you write a bit for the school paper, too. Did you ever consider writing as a career? We talked for a while that afternoon. A few of the things he said stuck with me because they sounded so new at the time. I know you're different from the others, but your difference may be a blessing. Everyone is unique in some way, and everyone has something that they can do well. Why not give it a try? I bet that you could do anything you want if you just worked hard at it and believe in yourself. Because you're wonderful just the way you are. Really? I have a few books I could loan you. Yeats, Keats, Whitman. Here, somebody even sent me a few nice poems by a Moki Froggle or somebody. Never heard of him. Here, have a look at these and see what you think. You could learn a lot. Oh, okay. Say, what about that talent show the student council's putting on? Why don't you sign up? Sure, you could memorize one of your poems and perform it. You've got a few weeks. I bet the other kids would love it. They'd see a whole new side of you. No, they just think I'm a loser. You mustn't concern yourself with what other people might think. Why, do you think I ever lose heart when people tell me my inventions are crazy and impractical? I wouldn't have been picked as the Man of the Year by the North American Society of Tinkerers with that attitude. I know you have it in you to do it. You know, he even told me I was special. Oh, not Gutsky. You know what I mean. I can't believe I fell for that one. That's one of the biggest scams they've ever pulled on the young and impressionable of the world. Why should I deserve any special treatment? Millions of others don't get any. I was reluctant. At first. But the more I thought about it, the more thrilled I got. This was my big chance to show that I too had something to offer, and just to do something right for once. So, for the next few weeks, I spent half my time revising and revising one of my poems until it was exactly the way I wanted it, and the other half seducing myself with stupid daydreams about how they'd love it, and they'd crown me with laurels, and all the guys would want to be my friend, and all the chicks would want to bang me, and then maybe, just maybe, someday, I'd be a rich and famous poet. A rich poet? Oh, but maybe I could impress the French-speaking pig. Yeah, she'd be there, and surely she was classy enough to appreciate poetry. Well, of course, there was a rumor that she was doing it with animal, but then who wasn't? Most of all, I wanted all the fuckers out there, my father, the kids at school, everybody to know about my success. I wanted my triumphs to haunt their dreams. I wanted to smash their faces in with my superiority. I wanted to make them spend the rest of their lives feeling stupid and ashamed that they never doubted me. And then I'd think, come on! Nobody goes to talent shows to hear poetry. People want music, dance, acrobatics, book launches with scary stories, that kind of thing. What a dweeb I'm gonna look like. But the doc had seemed sincere, so I kept forcing myself to think. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. You're gonna do great. And if you want to know what happens next, Grouch on the Couch is on sale at the back of the room for $5.